Mount Everest. At 29,000 feet, it is the highest point on this planet, reaching temperatures as low as minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit and with winds of up to 200 miles an hour. It is a treacherous place that has taken many lives. In April 2017, I lost one of my closest friends, world-famous climber Yuli Steck. He fell on Mount Nuptse as he was preparing for one of his biggest climbs yet, scaling both Mount Everest and neighboring Mount Lhotse without the use of bottled oxygen, something that had never been done before. Myself, John Griffith, will support and accompany Sherpa Tenji, Yuli's Nepalese climbing partner, as he attempts to finish off his mentor's last climb. I was Yuli's climbing partner and photographer, and it felt fitting to end this story with Tenji. He would attempt to do it in Yuli's style without bottled oxygen, and whilst Tenji has already climbed Everest 5 times before and once without bottled oxygen, there is no guarantee that he can do it again. Only 175 people have stood on Earth's highest point without the use of bottled oxygen. More people have been into space than have accomplished this feat. Climbing both Mount Everest and Mount Lhotse will expose Tenji's body to an extraordinary amount of time in the death zone, an altitude that contains so little oxygen that his cells will literally start to die. It's a race against time. Located deep in the Khumbu Valley, an area in western Nepal, Everest towers over the surrounding landscape. It's so high that it penetrates deep into the jet stream winds, resulting in a near constant cloud plume of snow and moisture streaming from its summit. Before setting foot on Everest, we must first take time to acclimatize our bodies to get used to the higher elevations and lack of oxygen. We will spend 4 weeks here preparing by climbing smaller mountains and sleeping up high. Slow and steady wins the race. The lack of oxygen high up can shock our bodies irreversibly. One day away from Everest Base Camp, we pay our respects to Yuli at his stupa and lay out new Buddhist prayer flags. There are so many unknown and uncontrollable dangers in the high mountains of the Himalayas. I hoped that my name wouldn't join those around me. Yuli was one of the most accomplished climbers to have ever lived. A grim reminder that nowhere is safe in these mountains. After 4 weeks spent acclimatizing and getting our bodies used to the thinner air, it was time to finally go. We need an exceptional weather window for no bottled oxygen ascent, as Tenji's body will be under major stresses and incredibly vulnerable to frostbite, as well as pulmonary and cerebral edema, a condition whereby your brain and lungs fill up with your own body fluids, resulting in death. We only have a 3-day weather window. We would have to move fast if Tenji is going to summit safely.
It'd be cold up there, huh?
Early in the morning, after a quick Buddhist prayer ceremony for good luck, we set off. The Nepalese call Everest Sagamatha, or Goddess of the Sky, and consider it to be a sacred mountain. They always ask for her permission and blessing before stepping foot on it. Our first barrier is the infamous Khumbu Icefall, a huge broken expanse of ice that feeds down from the summits of Everest and Lhotse. Constantly moving under the force of gravity, it is a dangerous place riddled with deep crevasses, often hidden by weak snow bridges. High overhead hang menacing ice towers called seracs that can fall at a moment's notice, wiping out everything in their path. We climb fast and silently here, our ears and minds on high alert for the warning sound of a loud crack from high above, ready to run for cover at a moment's notice. Climbing out of the icefall, we arrive in an open glaciated valley called the Western Coombe. Sherpa guides work tirelessly over the Everest season to fix ropes and camps up this mountain, allowing access to the summit. But even in this open area where the mountain appears safe, there are still many dangers lurking. We use aluminium ladders that are lashed together with rope to cross the crevasses, never sure when they're going to snap under your weight or the supporting snow on either side is going to give way. You feel very vulnerable looking into the void halfway across these ladders.
Wow. A horrible ladder. Hey, Basu!
Hello, Namaste. Namaste. How are you?
An hour later, and we arrive at our advanced base camp. Located at 21,000 feet, Camp 2 sits just beneath the immense Lhotse face and marks the start of the really serious climbing. The summit of Everest has only a third of the oxygen than at sea level. Less than 20% of those who attempt it without bottled oxygen ever make it to the top. Up here, the weather can change rapidly from bright skies to snow. It's a constant source of worry when climbing without bottled oxygen, as oxygen is the fuel our body burns to keep us warm. Tenji is incredibly vulnerable to hypothermia without it. As we head to bed, we decide to climb up to Camp 4 the following day, skipping Camp 3 so as to not miss our weather window. We pack our bags with our 2 Sherpas, Pemba and Dendi. It's now or never.
Stop. You continue without those? I use as a life-saving stuff.
Nice, Geneva Spa. Camp 4 is just around the corner.
Hey, Tenji, have some tea. How you doing, man?
I feel good inside the tent, but if you check outside, it's like very strong wind.
Yeah, we really need these winds to die down. It's just crazy. I don't even think with both of us on oxygen that we'd make the summit. It's really dangerous right now.
Yeah. And normally it is very dangerous. Also with oxygen, if weather is like this. Weather is like this, we just stop.
Yeah.
We don't go out.
Well, I got a spare bottle of oxygen and a mask if we need it for you. But honestly, I think even if we make Everest, there's no chance we'll be able to continue on to Lhotse in this wind. It's just way too dangerous, eh? It's just crazy. Give it a couple of hours, see if it'll die down and make a decision then, alright? Alright, Tenji, I think wind's died down a bit. I think we should give it a shot. I'll put on my oxygen. Do you want to head outside and get ready? Do it.
Good work, Tenji. How you doing?
So cold.
Doing super well, man. Let's keep moving. Let's stay warm. Go on. It looks like the weather's coming back in again. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm really cold.
Yeah. Hey, look, I think this weather's getting worse and worse. I think we should put you on my spare bottle of oxygen and mask, eh? Let's at least try and get up Everest. I don't think Lhotse is going to be possible in this weather.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Here's your mask. proud of you. What a fight. Look at that view. What an incredible view.